Good morning. This is Pastor Zach with the Goodland United Methodist Church on Wednesday, September 6th with your morning devotion. Today I'll be reading from John chapter 12, verses 1 through 8. 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, the home of Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. There they gave a dinner for him. Martha served, and Lazarus was one of those at the table with him. Mary took a pound of costly perfume made of pure nard, anointed Jesus' feet, and wiped them with her hair. The house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But Judas Iscariot, one of his disciples, the one who was about to betray him, said, "Why was this perfume not sold for 300 denarii, and the money given to the poor?" He said this not because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. He kept the common purse and used to steal what was put into it. Jesus said, "Leave her alone. She bought it, so that she might keep it for the day of my burial. You always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me with you." I'm going to read a reflection from Roberta Hestenes of Tustin, California on this verse. Mary keeps breaking the rules. First, she defies conventional expectations and sits at Jesus' feet as a disciple, while Martha complains about Mary's neglect of the kitchen duties. In these last intense days before the Passover, Mary again experiences criticism as she takes her costly perfume and pours it extravagantly over Jesus' feet, using her hair as a towel in an act of deep devotion. This time, Judas Iscariot voices the criticism. Although the text tells us that his motives behind his question are not sincere, nonetheless the question has some force. Clearly the followers of Jesus knew his commitment to the poor. He announced at the beginning of his public ministry. He demonstrated his concern for the poor in his teachings, his actions, and his own way of living. So Judas Iscariot verbally attacks Mary about giving the cost of the perfume to the poor, assuming that he knows Jesus' priorities. But his assumption is wrong in two ways. He undervalues Mary's action, and he values money over Jesus. Jesus comes strongly to Mary's defense. He sees the love and the depth of meaning in her action, perhaps even more than she fully understands herself. The perfume belongs to Mary. It is hers to give. She chooses to give it to Jesus because she believes that he is worthy of it. Jesus affirms her gift, while at the same time reinforcing the ongoing obligation to the poor. Mary sensed and responded to a unique moment in human history. Jesus will not be among them for much longer. She acts with sacrifice and devotion, which Jesus receives with gratitude. Different times require different responses. Mary understands there's a time to give to the poor and a time to be with Jesus. May God help us discern those times. This idea of receiving a gift graciously or giving a sacrifice because it's yours to give is important for us to remember. That sometimes we need to accept the gift that God has given us in front of us, to accept with grace and hospitality, even when other things can be done, knowing in that moment that gift is the most important thing. Tonight is Wednesday night, and we begin Wednesday Night Live again. Parents can bring their children from pre-K through 6th grade at 6:15 to be registered, and we will start with an opening worship at 6:30. We hope to see you there. Have a blessed day.